Hey guys, Furum here, and today I'm going to be testing the Arrinera Hussarya GT in multiplayer. Now, I tested this car a while back when it came out at a rank of 1678, so check that out if you would like to see how this car performs at a lower tune. Today, we are testing it at a rank of 1715 with a tuning of 0505 and in Pro Kits 5555. So basically, the maximum speed tune that we did on the Sin R1. And it performs very, very well at this rank. In this video are 8 sequential ticket races that I played with the Arrinera Hussarya GT in Champion League. And you will see that it is definitely one of the most overpowered cars around this rank. Maybe only beaten narrowly by a similarly ranked Vulcan, but most of the Vulcans that I saw, because I'm at 100% risk, were lower ranked. That is what happens when you play at 100% risk. Most of your opponents are going to be equally ranked or lower ranked than you. That is why I did not face any max pro'd Vulcans or other max pro'd high tier S-Class cars like that when I was driving this car. Not a single one, so definitely that is one thing to keep in mind. If you're driving a car in the low 1700s, go to 100% risk and stay there as long as you feel comfortable with it. And really do this in any cars that you play in, because it just makes your matchmaking so much better and you will get first so much more often. Just a little tip to those of you who have not known about it. So in this race, we beat a 1682 Sin R1 and 2 Vulcans in the low 1600s. You can see what I was saying about 100% risk definitely making your matchmaking better. Okay, so here we have a race between 2 Vulcans that are around the same rank, and they are going about the same speed. Throughout this video, you will see why I consider this tune for the Arrinera Hussarya GT to be its best tune, and will probably give it the best chance of competing against Vulcans. So if you have this car, and you have an abundance of V8s, because this car takes like 56 of them, I would definitely recommend tuning to here. And don't forget to risk. So the Hussarya GT takes corners quite well, maybe not quite as good as the Vulcan, but it can still get around without much of a problem. So here, the most irritating thing that can happen in multiplayer happened. My computer froze for half a second, allowing the Vulcan that was just behind me to get just ahead of me. Yeah, don't you just hate it when that happens? It happens to me at the worst of times. Oh no, it doesn't happen in those races where I'm in first, and it wouldn't matter if it happened. It only happens in the races where it will cause me to lose. So, yeah. So because of that, I am around half a second behind of where I should have been, probably just ahead of this Vulcan. However, I did not despair. I knew that if I could outdrive this guy by taking the corners better, I could probably catch up to him and pass him, because I figured that when I'm less than half a second behind somebody, that will be more likely than if they're a second or more ahead. So I made sure to take the corners very close to the inside, and thus managed to pass him with a little bump. Now there is where I made my vital mistake. I missed the yellow nitro by a little bit, but I ran out of nitro because of that, and he was able to catch up and knock me down. So yeah, don't miss nitro. It can really ruin your race. Thankfully, that other Vulcan is quite far behind now, so I've at least secured a second place finish. But yeah, just little things that happen throughout the race can greatly change the outcome, especially at this rank. You've got to be extremely careful with everything you do, and just get your route on each track down to perfection. So here, a 1700 Vulcan beat us, but we did beat a 1708 Vulcan. Now for an interesting race on Venice, where 2 cars, the Vulcan and the new Apollo N, gang up and try to knock me down, and thus I get knocked down. So that Apollo N car, I won it recently in its championship. I'm probably going to make a video about it, but as you can see here, it's just ridiculously slow. I'm flying past it like it's nothing, and at lower ranks, it's not good either, because I won it at 1590 or something like that, at 0505 0000, spending no V8s on it so that I could pro out this car, as well as the Sin R1, which I made a video about quite recently. Also, I talked about this a little bit in a previous video, but the Zenvo ST1 Enduro Double Down has come out, and that one gives a lot of V8 engines too, because that is a V8 car. So if you need V8 engines, that Enduro Double Down is definitely something to start. And I have found out that you can actually beat the final AI with just a maxed car, meaning you don't have to use any V8s on it, and you can get through it all in just one ticket. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So we are coming up to the end of this one-lap race on Venice, losing to one Vulcan, but beating at least one other one. So the one that beat us was a 1694 triple boosted one, but we did beat that 1747 one who disconnected. And when the Apollo IE comes, I will probably, after testing the two cars, tune my Vulcan up to 1747, because I believe after the Intensa comes, that will be the best rank for it. Now here, you can see more evidence of just how important it is to take the turns well, because I was able to do that and thus get ahead of those Vulcans. I found this route that I'm taking here to be the safest one that you can actually get a good amount of nitro for, to be able to stay in throughout all of this section. Oh, by the way, later in this video, I will be doing a few single tank races in this car because it has good nitro efficiency and therefore it does quite well when single tank too. You guys remember that Yamaha FC10 Enduro Double Down bike from a while back? Yeah, you might not. I do have that bike. I did win it in its Enduro Double Down, and I have recorded some races in it, but it's just been kind of a low priority for me since the bike seems a little bit unstable, let's just say. So I will be planning to make a video of that, but I don't know when I'll get around to it. So here we beat two Vulcans, a 1646 and a 1694 Vulcan. Now for a race on Alps Reverse against an Apollo N, which is not good at this rank, as I've said earlier, and a Max Prode M2 Special Edition, as well as a Homage that is around the same rank that I am. He's just 2 ranks lower, I think. The Arrinera Hussarya GT is superior to the Homage in every single way, I believe, except for the top speed, which is a few miles per hour faster on the Homage than in this car. However, this car's better acceleration and better nitro efficiency will allow it to beat the Homage most of the time, at this rank and at Max Pro. I will be Max Proing this car eventually, and probably be using it as my Max Pro multiplayer car, because I believe it is the second best multiplayer car in the game at Max Pro, around the 1800 rank. I know that Spyman got to at least 2300 rank in his Max Pro Arrinera Hussarya GT. So even on the second lap, this Homage was not able to catch up, and so we beat him. He was single tank, and we also beat this triple boosted M2 Special Edition, as well as a triple boosted Vulcan who disconnected. Alright, so now we have a race on Venice Normal, against at least 2 Vulcans, which, as you can see, start up just slightly faster than me. However, my speed at this rank is equal to them, and so it competes very well, as you can see, against them. I've already managed to pass them. So you can see how powerful this car is at this rank. The new Apollo Intensa can reach this speed with better acceleration and better pretty much everything at like 30 ranks lower. So yeah, you can see why that car is definitely going to be a killer in multiplayer. I've given out my tune on my Purple Team community, but I'm not ready to say it in a video quite yet, in case I come up with something better, and I don't want to give you guys false information by saying such and such is the best tune when I don't really know for certain yet. I'm pretty sure it is, but I will wait a little bit longer. So a few people prefer the Hussarya GT over the Vulcan because it looks nicer, they say. Now, honestly, I think the Vulcan looks better, but hey, that's debatable. That's a matter of opinion. So guys, post down in the comments below, which car do you think looks better, the Hussarya GT or the Vulcan? I'm interested to see what the majority of people think about this. So even on 2 laps, we were able to stay ahead of this 1679 Vulcan, which is my tune I believe, as well as an MP425 and an R8 e-tron Special Edition and another Vulcan who disconnected. There seems to be a trend of Vulcans disconnecting in this video, and his name looks like it's pronounced Driver Loser. Now, I don't know if that's how it's actually pronounced or if that's how he intended it, but it's L-O-U-Z-E-U-R or something like that, so yeah, that certainly looks like Loser, although I really don't think he would name himself that if that's actually how it was pronounced. So the previous race, this one, and the one after this are all done using single tank. As you can see, it really does not affect the car's performance very much unless you get on a very long and nitro depleted track such as Iceland or Tokyo or something like that. But Barcelona and Venice, they all have a lot of nitro, so there's not really much to worry about in most cases. So we are beating a 1682 Sin R1 right now. I believe he wrecked back there. So this car is about 6 miles per hour faster than it, 6 or 7. And I came up against them quite a lot when I was risking points in this car. So if you are driving a 1682 Sin R1, these higher ranked Hussarya GTs are really cars that you need to watch out for. We also beat an R8 e-tron Special Edition as well as an M2 Special Edition. Those two Special Edition cars are just not good at this rank. Now, I am planning to test the SLK Special Edition around this rank. There is actually a tune that gets it to exactly rank 1679, which, as you all know, I like a lot, and so I will definitely be testing that after I test it at some slightly lower tunes. I'm planning to go to rank 1523 next, I believe, which is 5550, 5555, and in Elite Tuning 8800. So basically, I have really good drifting in that car, as well as the best possible acceleration pretty much it can have. And then I will be testing it against the R8 SE and M2 SE around the same rank. But not before I do a test of all 3 SE cars around a rank of 1390, which I will hopefully be making fairly soon since I have made multiplayer videos of all 3 SE cars around that rank, and then up to 1500. So, with this Arrinera Hussarya GT, I would definitely recommend, as I said earlier, tuning it to this tune and risking points all the time. As you can see, it is a very powerful car. If you don't have it, it is definitely worth saving up blueprints for. So, thank you all for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt 8 content. I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!